Hello everyone and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 3, their finest hour. I know it's been quite a little while since I did a video, so let's see what has recently happened. Well, the American coalition has made another landing inside Spain. The war inside England is going fairly well, and we have a large pocket opening inside Russia. So, let's continue making progress. I'm actually going to pull our troops out of Russia right now because in my own playtime I discovered something that would make our invasion of this part of the world of Russia a lot harder, which is the fact that you can't actually resupply your troops all that well inside this game, inside foreign territory, no matter what. Sadly, I think it's one of the lesser points of the Hearts of Iron series. But for now, let's bump these tanks up so that they'll get maximum focus on being built. I'm going to deploy some battleships. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Combine those and move them over here. We're just going to starve the allies out. They have one major city here, and that's the only thing that's really keeping them alive. They're suffering a supply scenario similar to ours, where they can easily, well, admittedly, they can easily destroy everything that we have right now, but they can't supply all of their forces to do so. So we're going to pull them back. I'm going to move my transport fleet over here, and we're going to open up a second front inside the Stavestopol region. Stavestopol is a major manufacturing location and port, as well as a land fortress thing inside Russia. So we're gonna take that pretty much right away and start another front on the Russians. We just like, one thing I want the audience to take notice is that this is the Empire of supply that we have right now. The places that we're short on supply are the Soviet Union up here, and the Hungarian-Bulgarian front down here. Now, what are the two things, and Turkey? What are the three things that all of these fronts share in common? Well, we're fighting on enemy, or rather, allied soil, and there's no seabound ports over inside these three areas, so that's kind of why they're not getting optimal supply. So if you notice that none of our ships are coming up over here into Germany, dropping supply into these three ports, these major ports that are open to us, and resupplying our tanks right here. Oddly enough, the AI's troops never seem to run out of supply, even though they should be suffering these a similar situation when compared to us, right? But they never seem to do, which leads me to believe that oh great, these tanks just arrived here, now they have to go back, which leads me to believe that essentially the AI pretty much cheats. It doesn't either calculate supply unless it knows that they are surrounded, or something happens up here that just doesn't let the German troops run out of supply, right? So that's that. What else we can do is that we can switch the military occupation in the UK into full occupation, which will give us some more juicy IC that we can put into building tanks and stuff. That does increase the revolt risk, but I know that British people are fairly mild, so I don't think it would be much of an issue at the moment. Is there a navy here yet? Okay, perfect. So our navy is here. I'll combine them and give them a leader with a superior tactician trait. Move them out inside the coast, and now we've established a blockade pretty much onto this city port right here. We don't have a very good intel on this area, but I presume that the port over here is lesser compared to the port over here inside the city. So that'll hopefully starve them out. And right now it's just a matter of pulling our tank troops back from the front. I'll leave the AI to kind of micromanage this area, let the German forces flow in do whatever they need to. The Hungarians are making quite a bit of progress, so that is also very good. Now we have a few troops down here that we can actually pull back. So 7th Corps. 7th Corps isn't really needed up here. 9th Corps isn't either. Who else? 19th Corps isn't either. So I'm going to get all of this infantry and pretty much move them into the lower areas down here, because all they're doing is just that they're just waiting here. We've committed too many troops here for little to no cause. So let's pull all those units back. All of those units are going to come over here. It's because we're going to open up another front onto Russia, and I need as many troops as I can kind of scavenge off the playing field right now. 20, no, you go back into the 22nd Corps. Bah, now I can't even find that one, oh well. 22nd, detach, move over here. And yes, I know we're pulling off a lot of troops from the front, but most of the troops over here aren't even being used. We're just kind of mooching off supply from the Hungarians, which are actually doing something. I know the British are trying to make a few gains over here. We're gonna have to lose this region, but oh well. Right now, it's kind of a battle against time, really. If we don't take out Russia fast enough, they're going to have a lot more manpower than us, and they actually have roughly equal production capabilities. But the point being is that they can pretty much pump out more tanks than us, which is something that we need to take care of. First Corps should actually 5th Army right here. 5th Army can supply another 2 corps, so that shouldn't be that big of an issue. But we need to move fast into this area right here. We need to take Sevastopol fast enough so that the fronts don't change all that much, because we still need to divert the Soviet Union's attention. We have 1 tank force right here. Who do all of these tanks belong to? 1st Corps. Okay, well, 1st Corps is going to have to spearhead our invasion into the SU. Things are going fairly swell over here. I hope this Navy fleet right now is just enough to kind of commence this invasion right now. So let's move our troops here. 1st Corps, grab 1st Corps, deploy them inside Yalta. No, don't deploy into Yalta. Deploy them into a tile where there are no enemies, so that way they'll have an easy time. No, this is going to be quite problematic. There is a enemy force somewhere around here, and I can't find a place to deploy my troops. This is frustrating. This is frustrating. Our plan is solid. We just can't find a good parking spot. Oh my god, they keep shifting their forces, meeting our tanks when we try to land, so that is quite frustrating. Maybe 1st Corps can land it there. Nope. If we can move deep inside here, I guess we're gonna have to kind of improvise with our plan a little. As long as we capture a port. God damn it! I hate these garrisons. Why do they have so many garrisons, anyways? Ah, this is like. I hope you understand where I'm coming from with this frustration I have here. There's just nowhere I can land on that place without meeting any garrisons. Oh my god. we're gonna have to wait until this front kind of finishes, I guess. Our navy is doing quite a good job at blocking the enemy. I guess I'll split up our forces into 2 groups. That way we can block both of the ports simultaneously, so now they should be cut out from all supply. But if the allies bring their fleet over, we're gonna have some troubles over there. Let's wait for a little bit of time before we do anything else, as if we trade something now, we're just going to kind of waste our time. How's the front looking? Okay, so the forces, German forces, are kind of holding out by themselves over there. Over here, they're at a stalemate right now, so it's not that big of an issue. It looks like we left some tanks there, so we'll pull them back. What I can do is that I can shift the infantry squads. 7th Corps is fully ready and well supplied, so 7th Corps is actually going to be the vanguard inside our amphibious landing attempts. They should be fully starved. We're going to try this again, so move into this area, and we're going to try to take Kerch. That is what I want to take. Move into the area, 7th Corps gets ready to deploy, deploys into that tower right there, and bingo, perfect. Okay, 7th Corps is deployed. I want one squad to go into Kerch. Kerch and the adjacent land is a river crossing, so I'm not too worried about that. I want the rest of the troops to establish a let's check this area. Check the names of the different locations. I'm just checking the connections to establish which places that the Soviet troops can get through on. So it looks like if we keep this one province right here, with these 2 provinces right here, we'll be able to kind of seal off Sevastopol from the rest of the world, and that's something that's very, very thought after right now. So which troop? Screw do it like this. And then we can move the infantry here, and they can set up a blockade, and then we can move the transport back. As soon as the HQ lands onto the ground, supply should be coming in now. So now we have a lifeline. We can actually supply our front now. That is like just absolutely amazing compared to what we've been dealing with recently. Now we can get tanks of the 29th to deploy. Let's actually shift this this transport vehicle over here. We'll get the 1st Corps now to go across the sea over here. You can see that the SU are moving troops, so we'll get our troops to deploy now over here. Drop all of these tanks. There we go. So tanks are dropped. Infantry are still moving forward. Let's actually get the tanks to move there right away. They're going to they're going to be trying to encircle us, and I guess we will try to encircle them. So how should we do this? 2 units move forward, 2 units move to Sevastopol. They're going to try to cut off our supply lines, and we're going to be doing the same thing. If the Navy is done over here, then we can move them over there to provide some bombardment, but it looks like they're the only thing keeping the United States back right now. Yeah, they should be trapped right now, like that. Tanks, move the infantry forward. Sevastopol is undefended. That is very good for us. And let's move the infantry into the mountains. That'll make the tanks fight the infantry, leading to quite a hard battle. But keep in mind that the tanks can move faster than the infantry. Oh, there we go. So now we've pretty much sealed them into a box. Yeah, on the mountain, we're on the hills, we can easily repulse the enemy. So now we've opened up another front into the Soviet Union. It's February 16th. We have enough time. Where is that HQ? HQ is still moving down. 19th Corps. 19th Corps is going to be disbanded. The troops of the 19th Corps are going to be integrated into the 22nd, I guess. And the 9th, I guess. 9th really need to pull all their troops into one location. 22nd, move all of their troops into this tower right here. And I think what I'm going to do is that I'm actually... No. When is the 29th coming down? I could bring the leadership down and then just kind of reform it, but that causes a few more problems as well. Let's deploy 2 corps into this other port. So 13th Corps is one that we need to fill up, and the other corps will come out as well. So grab that. Nope, that's not it. Grab that. Make that into 19th Corps. And then we can just put some troops into 19th Corps, and by mistake I also built a 1st Army. So how many tanks did they have? That's really oh my god. We're gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way when deploying these tanks and just actually click on 19th Corps. 29th, 28th also get some reinforcements, I guess. More tanks on the way though. 22nd here, 20. Okay, so there we go. We got that, all of that set up. So let's bring the transport fleet back. Hopefully the tanks here can hold out long enough. The infantry here are definitely going to be able to stall the heavy armor here for quite a long time, and it looks like they're actually trapped. Oh yes, and the nationalist Spain and Ottoman Empire are providing some bombers and interceptors, so we also get a nice little bit of air power here. It looks like the only thing that's really stopping us is this one infantry unit. That's the only thing stopping us from moving into the rear of the Russian troops. Nobody is ready to be deployed yet, which really sucks. I wish that HQ would already get down here. More tanks are being readied up every single day. That is absolutely fantastic if we can only utilize them now. USA is trying to battle my fleets. Oh, they lost a ton of ships, and they lost transport ships as well. That's perfect, because this front is actually shrinking up. They are losing so many troops due to lack of supply that their front is going to be destroyed, and a ton of US troops will be just eliminated. And if the AI is dumb enough, we can actually do this over again. I'll just pull the Navy back. They're gonna put more troops on Spain. I bring the Navy back in, and the Navy destroys them. And this will just kind of keep the USA in check. It's a little gamey, but if it works, I mean, hey, it works. 13th Corps, get on boats. You are being moved into the war zone, I guess. We'll grab them, deploy them onto land. I believe Sevastopol is now the major port because it is a whopping 10 port, so it will be able to supply quite a lot of troops. Now let's bring in the remaining little bit of 1st Army. And then I have a feeling that in order to bring all of the troops of the force inside, well, the force that was inside the what is the area? Northern Russia is it's going to have to take more than one port to supply all of that. Or that's just that is just my assumption. So that might be also another issue that we had to deal with. I'm going to form 30th Corps right now. And it looks like they're already formed. There we go. And they will be ready in about a month as well. Transport fleet is here. Rebase. Grab the troops that are currently available. So 19th Corps. Board up. And First Army Corps, or First Army, board up, and let's bring you people back over here. Oh, British partisans in Birmingham. Oh no. Alright, so that's the last of 5th Division. We can crush a little bit of the Russian army. I mean, just 2 brigades or 1 brigade, so it isn't that big of a deal, but it's still a little bit of a gain. That will be pretty good. Okay, perfect. We've established a beachhead that'll actually allow us to win the war now. We've got some tanks here and a enemy Russian force right here. I'm going to kind of experiment with this battle because I want to figure out how many troops we need to use to take down Russian heavy armor. I've never actually played a game where heavy armor was on the field, so I want to see what are the battle conditions like. Alright, these troops are out of supply completely, so we will win instantaneously. I forgot about that part. But I have a feeling Sevastopol is going to have a little bit of trouble. Yeah, there's a little bit of red on our units' bars, so they're having a little bit of trouble handling all of the supply that needs to flow into the area right now. So we're gonna have to expand the front. We've got 2 tank troops right here. All of this nice area right here is all plains. There's a port here. There's a major city called Odessa, which I presume is something that's supplying the Russians right there. That's going to be one of their weak points. So we can kind of hit them in their underbelly as soon as more troops get over here. I'm going to put another corps of tanks before I do anything serious. But there's also this river that runs through here. We're gonna have to make a choice right now. Do we take the port over here and use the river as a defensive line, or do we push to Odessa and try to reconnect with the main front over here? Now I presume the enemy is moving troops backwards, so I think I'm actually going to move. You know, I really don't know. That's a tough decision. Move that into First Army. These troops aren't at full organization, but they are going to have to do. It looks like the troops over here have actually pulled back by a whole heckload. So I have a feeling our workload is kind of cut out for us. We know where to go now. And looks like First Army is going to get another corps of tanks of light armor. And these units are just tanks, solely tanks, with very little infantry. Because we needed to save manpower. Okay. So now the actors are on the field. We'll let them gain a little bit of organization first. That is pretty essential. Sevastopol can still handle all of this. This is very good. The Soviets, where the German forces actually had to siege Sevastopol, they didn't capture this city like by force. They actually had to sit down and fight a waiting game with the Russians. So just to give you kind of a sense of how valuable it kind of is, I'm going to move some more infantry troops here because they might be able to make a push there. Actually, I'll keep 1 infantry troop inside Sevastopol to garrison down the city. Okay, our tanks should be ready. let's do this. I will send the first little bit of troops over here into that square right there. Second tanks, the second group of tanks will kind of go there. This group of tanks will assemble into this tile right here. Then it will move up. Then it will shift up like that. And then just keep on moving sideways like that. I'm going to have 30th Corps. I'm going to first and foremost assign them a leader of some sort. So we're going to assign this guy right here. I'm going to move them over here, and they're going to act as a reserve force. I forgot about the stacking penalty, so we'll drop their troops like that. That'll relieve our troops. There we go. So now our troops are going to kind of bulge up, and our troops will spread out as planned and assemble over here. And it looks like the Hungarians are going to meet up with us, so that's also pretty good. I'm guessing what I've done is I've sent the Russian AI into a bit of a panic mode. They're pulling all their troops back from the looks of it, so I'm guessing most of their troops are actually inside the middle of the Soviet Union. They're going to try to kind of go to the Eastern Front, and then when they reach the Eastern Front, the AI is going to reevaluate and send them back to the Western Front. So we have a bit of a period where the Soviet AI just doesn't know what to do, is what I'm guessing is happening. This is the first custom game that I've played with the new Hearts of Iron custom game feature, so I don't really know how balanced it is, or how effective it is compared to the main game mode, which is something that we need to kind of test out. So with this front kind of covered, we can move 2 tank forces back into the main line right here. That'll be very useful. Did our tank line stall up? Looks like our tank stalled up. Let's get them back and moving, so let's do that. Move forward like that, and forward like that. So I'll surround the city, move these tanks to the city right here. Drop off one of the infantry squads, actually drop both of the infantry squads, and move deeper in like that. Drop a few tanks like that, drop a few tanks like that, drop the majority of the force right there. So now that we have Italian ports right here, we can fully supply our troops, so that is very, very good, except for on this tile. This tile is really weird. That's because we have all those tanks now, isn't it? They're going to pull out the city because they know we're going to try to encircle them right there. And I hope we don't lose the armored force right here. Sometimes you forfeit the troops if the enemy advances faster than your own troops. It's a weird system. Let's do a support attack on this tile, so we can kind of move like that. So that'll prepare one force to, like, now that we have both of these units supporting attacks. If I move my tanks into this tile and attack onto that heavy armor column, what it's going to do is it's going to launch a really wide front attack, which is very beneficial to us. Research is good. Grab some more light armor tech. If we focus on light armor, we should be having some really well done tanks. Their organization is going to drop slowly but steadily, while ours is going to melt, so that is not very good. Yeah, these heavy armor units, they're kind of like just giant bricks. Really, they are very strong. we're running into more supply issues again. So that means we've kind of overrun our supply lines. We've advanced a little too fast. We really need to capture some supplies. So we're going to move into the city tile, which I would assume is yeah, there are supplies inside the city. So now that should alleviate our problems for a little bit. We still have a whole heck ton of troops when we compare our forces to what should actually be here. So now it looks like we're finally pushing the troops of the Soviet Union back. The other thing that that happened was that, like Germany, the Russians put all of their troops into Poland. They put all of their troops into an expeditionary force and assigned it to another country. And personally, I was wondering why there wasn't like an influx of Russian troops arriving on the front. I mean, they do have quite a lot of tanks right now, but it looks like the majority of the forces that the Soviet Union has is actually inside this little pocket, which is surrounded by our troops right now. That is very strange, and I'd say that we've won the Russian front simply because of the AI doing this pretty much. So I'm going to see if this is like a common problem. Maybe it's addressed on the forums or something, but I'm going to test out a few things. So I'm actually going to kind of leave the video right here. I'll see you guys later on. Bye bye.